We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Morning and welcome to Today with Cachet. It's Friday. We're here in the Woodlands, Texas, and yes, it's Friday, so it's all about hot topics. And in the month of June, obviously, hot topics are all about individuals who are coming in to talk a little bit about their story and how they have gone from a struggle, a tragedy, and have turned that into some type of successful triumph situation. And so, this morning in the studio, I have the wonderful Jason Rocha. Welcome to the studio again. This is actually your second time being here.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having us.
So, well, yes, of course. So, obviously, you and I have been talking briefly behind the scenes, obviously from the first time when I got to meet you, and obviously this morning as well. And I find your story very fascinating, and I want to just kind of open it up a little bit to you, and tell individuals out there a little bit about you from the beginning, and then how your struggle was happening within you, and then we can walk everyone through the success.
Yeah, so again, thank you for having me on. I think your platform is great for nonprofits like ours, but just anybody who wants to do something in this great community.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, everybody, I'm Cachet. Come on, let's talk.
Exactly,
bring it out. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so, I don't know how far back we want to go, but
Whatever
I think when we first came in a few months ago, I talked about, kind of always having at a young age an attraction to the Pink Ranger and Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And so there was always, like, even in elementary
What made
school.
you creative?
Yeah. Even in elementary school, there was not a confusion necessarily, but just a draw to everybody, just people.
Yeah.
And my parents never forced any ideas on us, but they did ask the normal questions. If you're a boy, who are you? What girls? And if you're my sisters, what boys are you dating? Right. And so did society,
Sure.
And so just growing up my entire life, you're kind of fit in that box. And then I don't know if I told you this, but I was in the Army actually.
I think you may have
and so that's
that.
kind of also some hyper masculinity things
Sure.
going on too. That kind of even cement that box even more.
Okay.
Yeah, and then.
And what age? So when you're talking about this, and which you're correct, everyone says, "Oh, who are you dating?" And so I'm thinking, is this around the age of 15, 16, or you kind of tell me a little bit?
Yeah,
about
definitely
that.
Middle school.
Okay.
I mean, I was so involved in, I was a geek. Loved politics growing up. I loved band.
And when you noticed that you liked both, when you were saying in school, what age was that?
That was in elementary school, probably.
Okay.
How old are you? Probably 8, 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I remember that. It wasn't nothing inappropriate in my mind. It was just this is what I'm attracted to.
You think about the commercials, and you think about when Mattel would come on, and you would see they would say for the girls, these are the Barbies, and so you knew when you were thinking about these things. Am I supposed to be thinking and liking both? Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so it just kind of evolved. It kept going along with that same, social norm, norm, as they say.
Sure.
And I dated girls and whatnot. And then I started to date guys and didn't tell anybody about it.
And what age was that?
That was probably 19, 20.
Okay.
And that was completely...
So you'd left high school and kind of on your own.
And I was kind of in between. I was in the Army. I was away from home. So it kind of gave me that privilege to check out of my bubble.
Sure.
And yeah, and then I met Matt in 2016 actually,
Okay.
early 2016, and we were kind of secretly dating. When we first met, it was like, okay, something is different about him.
Sure.
And I'm not going to say, oh, we fell in love when we first met, but
No.
there was just something so different about our connection that I thought, this might be something real.
And
What
you
am I
never
going to
felt
do?
that with any. Let me ask you really quick. Had you?
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep into.
Yeah.
I don't get, like cashier. You gonna tell me all your stories? No, I'm not. Okay, we won't go there. But my point.
Yeah.
My point was you didn't. You never felt that one with the opposite sex, nor did you feel that with the same sex prior.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I'm asking. Yeah.
I will say that the connection I felt with Matt, the instant connection, was different than I'd ever felt with anybody else.
And
Not
that-
to say that
that
I
happens to
didn't
everybody, right?
love
Yeah.
the women I was with or the other people I was with, but with Matt, it was just like, this is something different.
Okay.
And I didn't know what it was. And so we dated for a few months,
Okay.
and it was like no one knew about
Sure.
it. And then we wake up to the news 3 years ago on the 12th, June 12th,
Right.
in 2016.
Yeah,
to
and we'll get
Orlando.
into that. Yeah, we're going to take a quick commercial, but and I want to talk a little bit more about after commercial break. That's fascinating how that was pivotal for you. Also about some of the things that may have occurred, some of the struggles as you were growing up
Yeah.
that you dealt with a little bit more deeper. But we'll do
Yeah.
that after commercial. We'll be right back. Thank you.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your fusion radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
It's time to be super again. It's beach season. Killer abs.
For fresh flowers fast, call Barb's Iris Floral at 281-820-2294 with excellent customer service since 1983 for weddings, funeral services, sweet 15s, corporate events, and all occasions. For that special someone you love, barbsirisfloral.com and barbsirisfloralboutique.com. Come on in and pick out of our prestigious gallery at 727 Westmont Houston Road, Houston, Texas 77038. Text 832-466-8414. Barb's Iris Floral delivers fresh flowers fast.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
There's a special place in the Woodlands where you can feel comfortable opening your business. We are located at 10210 Grogan's Mill Road. Our building has a unique Vedic architectural design with landscape grounds and lakeside views, on-site management, and maintenance. We also provide free Wi-Fi and the opportunity to promote your business on 91.1 FM The Boss. This wonderful location is near the Woodlands Mall, Market Street, and just minutes from Bush Intercontinental Airport. 10210 Grogan's Mill Road, the only social media building in the Woodlands. Don't delay. Schedule a tour today by calling 713-777-7368.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
This is E.L. Crane of Real Estate U here each and every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 91.1 FM The Boss. Remember, that's Real Estate U. Insightful, informative, and a little humor tossed in. Real Estate U, listening live, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. each and every Saturday at 91.1 The Boss.
For any maintenance needs on your commercial or personal vehicle, EVG Lawn Store Service specializes on European, Asian, and domestic vehicles. We can assist you with wheel alignments, tire balance, AC services, computer and electric diagnostic, and more. We're located at corner of 1230 Aldine Mail Route and Reeston Road in Houston 77039. Our phone number is 936-344-1672, or you can find us on our webpage www.evglss.com. EVG Lawn Star. If it's got wheels, we can fix it.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Good morning. It's Friday. Yes, it's Today with me, Cache. Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. It is all about Hot Topic Friday, and we're having an amazing conversation here with Jason. And I stopped you at commercial break. But so the pivotal moment for you was on June 12th, 2016. So tell everyone a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I woke up and I pick up my phone like everybody else. I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
And I'd see the news of the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando.
Oh my God.
And you
Such a
know,
tragedy.
I had never been to Pulse or anything like that. I don't know anybody in Pulse, so I don't want to feel like I'm stealing any light from them or anything. But it was a pivotal moment for seeing these people come out of the club, seeing these people, you know, covered in blood and just different things. And I'd say that not to be dramatic, but because that's our society we live in right now. With what we're experiencing with guns and things like that. So, yeah, so I'm reading all these stories, I'm watching these interviews, and these people just wanted to dance and have fun, and who cares what they wanted to do? They just wanted to live their life the way they wanted to live.
Number one, they are people.
Yes.
They are humans.
Yeah.
Yes, is what.
And so it kind of inspired me to, well, wait, I'm not living my life the way I want to, because I'm happy with this guy that
but I'm too backwards with it in the closet. Come, let me be me. So we officially started dating in July. It took me about a month to have that conversation with myself. And that was a struggle a little bit for you.
It was because my entire life I thought, oh, I can just be like everybody else on TV and be closeted, or I can just always be that bachelor, you know, or
maybe exactly. Maybe I just don't get married, or maybe you know. And you know, you bring out a great point, and I'm so comfortable talking with you. So I'm going to ask questions because Cache's she's always thinking and different things, and so. I want to ask your opinion. You know, people in society always say, the big question is, are you born? Are you just born gay? That's the only way, and, you know, that everybody's dissected, sliced it, chopped it all up. You know, first of all, what is your take on that? Because I've done a little reading. I mean, I'm no scholar, we know that. But I also wonder, and I want you to help me with this, and what your opinion is there are other factors. For example, you know, you think about people who are born with both sexual, you know, parts. What do they choose? Do they make a decision? You know, an individual who, we were talking earlier, who has been sexually maybe molested by a particular, and they decide, I no longer want to deal with that, so I'm going the other direction. Do you think, and I can go down the list of some other ways, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, do they also have other, you know, factors in that?
Yeah, I would say that there's something called the Kinsey scale.
Okay.
And basically it's sexuality on a scale from 1 to 6, I believe, maybe 7.
Yeah.
And it's basically 100% hetero or 100% homo.
Okay.
And then there's in between. And just because you're a 2 or a 5 doesn't mean you're one or the other. It just means maybe you had some kind of attraction. And so basically it's saying you're not society, your environment doesn't decide something, just your own hormones, your own brain. So in theory, I do believe you're born how you are. I believe that if you want to learn Spanish, then you're going to learn Spanish. And you're not born to learn Spanish, but you may want to. But I can also tell you that as a non-Spanish speaker, I am horrible at languages, and so maybe I don't have that gene maybe my brain doesn't have that gene to pick up languages fast enough. Whereas some people do. I mean, look at Pete Buttigieg speaking 7 languages. Shout out to Pete. And that's not an endorsement, by the way. No, but honestly, I do believe you're born that way. I believe that. Yes, I think that some things have contributing factors, but I don't think. Because then that goes back to the point of, is it a choice?
Well, I think that's what I'm hearing you say, because now you're answering my question. Yes, that can be a reason why, is what you're saying.
Yes.
But that is not a biological reason why.
Yes.
That is a choice you have chosen to do.
Because think of all the married people who chose to get married to an opposite gender person, but they're still feeling a different way. And it's not, you know, because no one would choose to live in a lifestyle that is hated. I do not crave enough attention in my life.
Come on, is that what it is?
to not be able to get married now. We can get married. To be not get a wedding cake made. You know, I do not crave enough attention to.
Who would want to put themselves through that? Is what you're saying.
Now, are there people like that? Probably. Well, but there are also heterosexual people like that are, you know, attention seekers.
And I think what I'm also hearing you say is, as a society, you know, we've got to realize, whether we want to or not, that whether it's the choice factors we just talked about or whether someone's born that way,
Yeah.
this is not something we can't deal with. This is not something we have to just act like, oh, well, let's just not talk about it,
Yeah.
or, oh,
Yeah.
no, you wouldn't
Yeah.
do that for anything. So why were we doing it for this, is what you're saying.
Without these questions, I mean, they might be awkward to a complete stranger.
Sure.
But without these questions and this dialogue, we will never grow as a community and as a society.
Sure.
And so with your question of different sexual organs and things like that, they're part of the LGBTQIA community.
Sure.
That's the intersex. They used to be called hermaphrodites, and that's kind of
Them harsh
we don't
animal.
really use that word anymore. So intersex, and back in the day, the parents used to choose.
I was wondering how,
And so then if they chose the wrong one,
right.
then they're very confused. And then are they trans?
And how's fair that fair, you
Yeah.
know? I mean...
I don't know what they do now. I'm not
Sure,
really,
sure.
scholar
So I'm
up
sorry.
on
So
that. Yeah.
very, very. Thank you for that. It's great to hear that. Also, I'm sure a lot of people had that. So go back to so that pivotal moment.
Mm-hmm.
The nightclub. You saw that and you said, no, this is it. And so you did. You lived your life. You started to come out, and now. Is the Woodlands? I see social media. You got events going on. Talk to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's no more struggling for you, my friend.
A lot of my friends, I was always an ally. Obviously, I was a closeted ally, but I wasn't one of those closeted people who were like, no homophobia.
Right.
I wasn't like
You're
that.
very calm
I was
and laid back.
very.
Yeah.
I was going to gay bars with my HRC friends. I was supporting them in DC, and so when I came out, it was like I kicked the door down. Now my partner and I felt like I needed to be in a relationship to come out, just because otherwise it was like, well, what am I doing this for? I could be the Bachelor, and so once we came out, it was something that was so powerful. My friends and family, I got to know myself more.
Okay.
I'm a religious person. I got to know the person that God created.
Okay.
A little bit more, because at first it was like, no, like you're praying things away.
Sure.
It's like if you're praying your gayness or queerness away, then you're asking God to change. If you're a religious person,
sure.
then you're asking God to change what He's done.
Okay.
And as I understand, His plan is His plan.
Sure.
And
so that was more comforting to you as well. Different aspects of your life is what you're saying.
Yeah, and so it grew my relationships with my friends and family.
Sure.
And just a few months later, it gave me the courage to even consider a Pride Festival of starting this Woodlands Pride.
So let's talk about that. So I'm a couple of things I want to talk about. Obviously, you mentioned June 20th. There's a pool party happening at the Westin.
Yeah, so the Westin, I don't know if this is because of the Woodlands Pride or if this is just the Westin initiative, but either way, I'm happy that the Westin reached out to us and told us that they're having a Pride party, a Pride pool party, right here in the Woodlands.
Wow.
And not a lot of restaurants and local places have those types of things here.
Sure.
I know Crush used to have a gay night a while back, but they're no longer around. But yeah, so the Westin, June 20th.
Okay.
I believe it starts at 6 or 7. Check out their website
Check
for
out the
ticket
details.
information.
And then September 28th. So you then started moving along and started, this initiative. Did you partner the Woodlands with anyone else to do this, or I know you kind of piggied with Houston a little bit, but walk me to how you got to September 28th to this big, or actually the first one, and then now September 28th.
Yeah, we got a great group of people together to join the board. A lot of hardworking individuals, and in 4.5 months we had 5,000 people at our festival.
Yes.
We had LV Wellness host a VIP party up in Magnolia. Villa Sport jumped on board. The Westin, of course. Comcast was our presenting sponsor, and a few others that I'm so sorry if I missed you. Imbriza, they did a great job as well with our VIP tent at the festival. And this year it's the same thing. We're just reaching out to different organizations that we know are
You're getting a lot of
LGBTQIA
support.
We are. It's been amazing. I mean, we're so fortunate. Now we are privileged to live in 2018 when this stuff is a lot more out there.
Yes,
but,
definitely.
It's been amazing. So
wow. Well, we're going to go to another commercial, but when we come back, I want to talk about there's room at our table and some of the statistics that go behind the suicide rate as well. We'll be right back.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
It's time to be super again. It's beach season. Killer abs.
For fresh flowers fast, call Barb's Iris Floral at 281-820-2294 with excellent customer service since 1983 for weddings, funeral services, sweet 15s, corporate events, and all occasions. For that special someone you love, barbsirisfloral.com and barbsirisfloralboutique.com. Come on in and pick out of our prestigious gallery at 727 Westmont Houston Road, Houston, Texas 77038. Text 832-466-8414. Barb's Iris Floral delivers fresh flowers fast.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
There's a special place in the Woodlands where you can feel comfortable opening your business. We are located at 10210 Grogan's Mill Road. Our building has a unique Vedic architectural design with landscape grounds and lakeside views, on-site management, and maintenance. We also provide free Wi-Fi and the opportunity to promote your business on 91.1 FM The Boss. This wonderful location is near the Woodlands Mall, Market Street, and just minutes from Bush Intercontinental Airport. 10210 Grogan's Mill Road, the only social media building in the Woodlands. Don't delay. Schedule a tour today by calling 713-777-7368.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
This is E.L. Crane of Real Estate U here each and every Saturday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 91.1 FM The Boss. Remember, that's Real Estate U. Insightful, informative, and a little humor tossed in. Real Estate U, listening live, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. each and every Saturday at 91.1 The Boss.
For any maintenance needs on your commercial or personal vehicle, EVG Lawn Store Service specializes on European, Asian, and domestic vehicles. We can assist you with wheel alignments, tire balance, AC services, computer and electric diagnostic, and more. We're located at corner of 1230 Aldine Mail Route and Reeston Road in Houston 77039. Our phone number is 936-344-1672, or you can find us on our webpage www.evglss.com. EVG Lawn Star. If it's got wheels, we can fix it.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Welcome back to Today with Cachet. It's Friday. We're here in the Woodlands, Texas, and we have an amazing individual in the studio this morning, Jason Rocha, talking all about his hot topic and how he's evolved from a struggle to a successful triumph. And so we were talking before commercial. I cannot put my phone down without seeing on a Facebook post, there's room at our table. What's this all about?
This incredibly brilliant woman, Emily Harris, so she applied to be on the board. And she was like, I don't want to be on the board for the Woodlands Pride. I just want to help in any way.
Okay.
And so we were like, okay, what do you want to do? And we started talking about different ways that she can get involved. And she created this organization. There's room at our table. And it just goes back to literally you can sit at our table, our dining room table, and sit down with us, because if you've been kicked out or just pushed out of your family, come have dinner with us, come hang out with us and feel loved.
Oh, wow. So y'all do y'all have like are y'all working on doing like a monthly dinner or something?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, that would be, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they had their kickoff a few weeks ago. I'm not part of the organization, but I obviously support it. And there were probably 40 people or so. And just of all walks of life. Now their target is kind of the teenagers, young people. And well, I know we kind of want to dive into suicide a little bit, but obviously that's a growing thing in our community, in the Montgomery County community, not LGBTQI, but also that.
Well, I will say, and as I was scrolling down looking at some of the feeds, it's interesting, some of the people that are talking. I mean, it's so to your point. I mean, it's truly touching pretty much a lot of people, and so to not talk about it is ludicrous. So the other question I was having is, I know here in our community here locally, obviously around the world as well, but we have a somewhat of a, I would define high suicide rate. Anytime it's one, it's high.
Yeah.
So do you think, how much would that be contributed to people maybe that have, I've been hearing things about that a lot of it could be to why there's room at our table and what's happening is because they are coming out and they have been ostracized, and it's kind of in a community where it hasn't been too comfortably open to talk about. What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just think mental health, mental wellness in general is a stigma that we hide behind.
Okay.
And if you're depressed or anxious or whatever, we don't talk about that.
Sure.
And I don't know if we think it's weak or whatever, but it's okay to talk about.
Sure.
And whether it's LGBTQIA or any community that feels some kind of mental unhealthiness, like, seek the help. Like, there's so many resources, so many free
You nailed it. The key is you
resources.
always have to talk.
Yeah.
You always have to communicate. Whatever you're struggling, to tell someone to hide behind that's just counterintuitive to humans and who we are.
Yeah. And there's a great organization. I'm going to get their name wrong, so I'm not going to say it, but I'll send you a link if you want to share that. Sure. And but they're a national suicide prevention organization in Texas, and they have some. You know how there's like. How to determine if you're diabetic or if you're whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there's triggers for suicide, and so, like, as observers, we should look out for those things, you know, and so give that person the space to talk about it, just like with being anxious because you're the only minority in the room, or being anxious because you're only. Once you give that person space to exist or to air their issues, they're going to feel freedom too.
Right.
And so, real quick about the room on their there's room at our table. It's more of an ally organization to boost the allies in this community, because there are so many.
Okay.
And so those are the people that we want to have host dinners to give the queer people, LGBTQIA people, that invitation and that space to exist with them.
Okay.
So that's all I want. I just wanted to throw that in there. But along with what you're saying, I hope that there's room at our table helps. And I think it will help some of these suicide issues with our young youth specifically.
Sure. And how have you felt support from our, I know you're getting it from probably some of our local residents, and I'm not trying to touch anywhere, but how have you gotten support from our local officials and things of that? Are we getting that, or where do we stand with that? I'm just, not so detailed.
Sure.
Is it, do you feel you're struggling in that area, or have you come full, circle with that?
So I love to talk about privilege, because I think the more you talk about it, the better we are aware of it. And it gives
and I'm a
people...
talker, so God help us all. Okay, go ahead.
And so talking about your privilege is important, so that we're all aware of our privilege. And I'm privileged in getting to, I already knew a lot of the elected officials in our community, and so I knew how to navigate certain people. I knew that John Powers was the person to talk to if we wanted to rent Town Green Park without looking online. They have been incredibly kind and incredibly considerate. We threw this together in 4.5 months.
That's huge.
I would say, I don't know where we are, but we're definitely in the top 10 in attendance for a festival in the Woodlands. Maybe higher, I don't know. But I've seen the numbers. It's pretty easy to eyeball that. And to throw that together in 4.5 months, we needed the support of the township. And over the years, as we evolve into a city eventually, I hope that we have more support from them in terms of, in downtown Houston, they have the Pride Houston banners on the street signs.
Sure.
Maybe in 10 years that'll be us.
Okay.
Maybe in 10 years we'll have a pride flag at the township offices during June.
Yeah.
So things like that. We
you have the bike months and things like that.
Exactly.
You're thinking,
We know that it takes time, and we're willing to work with them and to be patient. But there are also times that we don't want to wait anymore.
Well, Jason, you have about a minute left.
Okay.
Speak to anyone out there who's struggling, that has heard this today or knows someone who's struggling. What would you tell them, and also to reaching out to you directly if they need to?
It's okay to be you, obviously, and if you don't have that person next to you embracing that and lifting you up, then find new people, because there are so many people out there that want to love you and that want to support you. And so whether it's the Woodlands Pride or just come meet Cachet, because she's one of the most loving people I've ever met.
Come talk to me. Come line up.
Yeah,
No,
air
I'm kidding.
all of your personal details on this. But no, but just there are plenty of resources. National Suicide Hotline Prevention, the Trevor Project. Call me,
Okay.
email me, reach out, and we're here September 28th at Town Green Park for the Woodlands Pride.
Thank you, Jason. Have a great weekend.